everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Premiere Next. In this video, you are going to get all information related to the latest updates of the movie called Goodnight Oppy. In the news about latest upcoming movie updates on Goodnight Oppy. Read full article to know more about this movie. The sensations of solidarity and astonishment that develop spontaneously from the participants of any discovery, formal or otherwise, are difficult to define, let alone duplicate. In this new documentary on Spirit and Opportunity, two robotic Mars space rovers that exceeded everyone's expectations, the creators of Goodnight Oppy attempt anyway. A combination of talking head interviews, expository voiceover narration, and computer-animated reenactments are used by writer-director Ryan White. Assassins asked Dr. Ruth to describe some of the unexpected successes and challenges faced by the NASA team members when they oversaw Spirit and Opportunity's surprisingly lengthy journey to Mars. Unfortunately, White's presentation, which had its world premiere at the Telluride and Toronto Film Festivals, undersells his main dramatic evidence, making it even more difficult for spectators to experience the well-deserved excitement of his interview subjects. Story of Goodnight Oppy movie. The story of Spirit and Opportunity's surprise survival and their fascinating exploits in gathering Martian geological and atmospheric samples first appear to be the primary emphasis of Goodnight Oppy. Between the rover's pre-launch preparation in 2002 and Opportunity's final shutdown 17 years later, Bassett provides narration while Ilm provides crisp visuals. Team members like mission manager Jennifer Trosper, lead scientist Steve Squires, and chief engineer Rob Manning tell what transpired during their hunt for evidence of past life on Mars and the period between these two significant milestones. The most captivating parts of White's disjointed documentary, which too frequently attempts to humanize the rover's operators by emphasizing their feelings rather than their accomplishments, consist of recreated footage of the rovers traveling to, landing on, and cautiously investigating the Red Planet. NASA scientists and engineers routinely refer to Spirit and Opportunity as their biological offspring in Goodnight Oppy, an analogy that Squires only mildly challenges because she thinks it trivializes parenthood. However, that metaphor recurs frequently in White's film, which not only highlights the intense emotional commitment of his witnesses, but also the overall preference of their interviewers for experiential details. The majority of White's depiction of Spirit and Opportunity's Martian mission is based on footage from within NASA's mission control. The NASA crew members employ a wake-up song in a few sequences to convey their emotional states at different points in their journey. The NASA staff members' motivation was also boosted by these wake-up tunes as they adapted to their strange work schedule, which was at least partially a result of the delay between the two Martian rovers and their Earth-based controllers. Sadly, White doesn't often stick with his control room film for long enough to make song cues like Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go Go or Steppenwolf's Born to Be Wild look any less cheesy, from an outsider's perspective. It soon gets difficult to nod along during the crew members' interview segments, because the majority of their overly edited memories wander so far from technical or scientific explanations. Because, despite their extreme intelligence, these scientists and engineers aren't really empathetic enough to convey their achievements with exuberant soundbites like "I'm getting tingly" and "My baby has come." Goodnight Oppy has brief glimpses of a more in-depth non-fiction narrative, such as when Squires is mesmerized by enlarged black and white images from NASA's Viking 1 and Viking 2 probes. Or when a team of engineers recalls simulating the conditions of a Martian sand dune back on Earth in order to figure out how to get Opportunity out of one. According to one engineer, it was interesting from an engineering standpoint. We like a challenge, therefore that's why. The audience must rely on the generic assertion of one speaker, because White doesn't truly explain or take into account the particular circumstances that made this predicament so beneficial. The wide and hostile environment of Mars is the focus of a few animated sequences, which lend a sense of dramatic suspense and help viewers understand the rover's challenging mission. These dramatic reenactments are some of White's most impressive footage because of their sheer scale, even though they never seem entirely realistic. They are also beautifully rendered. Archival footage of several crew members watching, sighing, and smiling apprehensively during various unbelievable happenings and accompanying wake-up tunes is also rather thrilling. To fully express why, in the words of one interview subject, the music cue is wonderful, there is still insufficient humanizing video in this film. However, the fact that White takes his time and allows that song to play over some overly processed film does create an air of expectation. Even if Goodnight Oppy has trouble illustrating the evidence of its experts, there are instances when it makes you feel like you were there when history was being made. Release date updates of Goodnight Oppy movie. On November 4th in US cinemas and November 23rd on Prime Video, Goodnight Oppy will debut. Here is the complete updates of the latest upcoming movie called Goodnight Oppy. Please stay connected with us to know more about latest upcoming movie updates. If you are watching this video on Facebook, please like and subscribe to our Facebook page, and if you are watching this video on YouTube, please click on the like button and do subscribe for the latest update. And do subscribe.